Man, my.
We will never be slaves, but we will.
Well, anyway. We'll just assume that it's working, okay. Alright, yeah, so here we go. This is SolarLune. I'm live streaming this as I try to make music live. That's going to be an interesting concept and execution. I guess you could say failure, but we won't know for sure until we try. Let me go ahead and see if I can get these levels right. Just need to do some stuff. Let's see. Alright. That should suffice. Let me go ahead and make sure that it's actually put that out twice. Actually working correctly. Alright, apparently that is going to play an ad, even though I am the person making a stream. They're going to show ads for me on my stream. That's very interesting. That's a very interesting policy. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and see if I can... Okay, here we can play an ad, even though I am the person making a stream. They're going to show ads for me on my stream. Alright, let's see. That's very interesting. See if I can. Okay, here we can play an ad. Even though I am the person making a stream, this is kind of a show ads for me. Alright, I don't know if this is sufficient volume or not. Maybe someone will show up in my stream and tell me if my microphone's too loud or whatever. Might have to change some settings over here to lower the volume on OBS. That's probably what I need to do. Yeah. We'll go with 50%. Alright. I'm not sure if this is very many things, but I'm actually hearing it. So this is probably going to be a wreck of a attempt, but I don't know that for sure, so I'm just going to go ahead and keep going. Yeah, so this is basically a sequence of events that takes place sometime between 5:09 p.m. November 8th, 2014, and sometime in the future, probably in the next 30 minutes or so, or however long I plan to keep on doing this. And I'm going to try to make a song. This is supposed to be a shop theme for Gearend. I know that I'm going to need shops, or a shop in Gearend where you can buy different parts. And so this is going to be kind of like an attempt to make and refine that. Yeah, so that's what we are going to do. That's what I'm going to show. Let's see here. That's pretty good so far, I guess. It kind of gets the job done. Let me see if I can kind of make this more of like a pad. Currently it's just kind of not really doing pretty good. I don't really like this. I don't like the drums. I don't like this repeating thing. Let's get rid of the repeating thing. Let's change the drums. I want it to be more modern than that. I don't know if the classic dubstep drums are too modern or not. I don't know. Might not fit with the context of the game. That's okay. Let's continue with these drums and just kind of tweak them. Don't worry, let's kind of heavy for a shop theme, but I kind of like the direction that's going. Let me see here. Maybe I should try to get the right tone for this. I think I want something more modern than that. That feels a little too video gamey. I think I want something a little more kind of simple. Yeah, I think that's better. Let's stretch this out. Yeah, okay, that's better. I think that's significantly better. That's very good. That's much better, I think, already. I don't know what it is. Oh yeah, water. Alright, let's see. Alright, too much compression going on. That's better, I think. Overall, it feels kind of quiet. Okay, let me do a test just to be sure of what I'm doing here. This is like the third time I'm streaming, so I'm really sorry about that super loud volume, but I have to test this out. Okay, so this meter doesn't change no matter how loud it is to me. Okay, that's what I needed to know. So yeah, this is like my third time streaming, or second time, and none of the times I've done it have been exceptionally long. Most of the time it's been just like a simple minor, like, you know, couple minutes. So this is new to me. Like, everything about streaming is kind of new to me. So please bear with me, and I'm sorry for any horrible streaming that comes out of this. Let's see. Right, so I didn't like that. I didn't like that that theme. Yeah, it needs to be like. Something kind of like you would imagine a shop channel, or a, you know, can't think of what the famous shop channel is now, QC TV, something like that. Like, you know, like where you can order stuff online and order stuff on the phone, like kind of like ambient elevator music. That's kind of what this part of the theme should be. something like you would imagine. Like it says, it just needs to be a catchy thing. What's catchy? Better. Yeah. Okay, that's close. That's not what I had in mind, though. Oh, hello. Let's see. Looney. Yeah, please don't. Please don't. Yeah, please don't call me Looney. Looney Tunes. That's kind of funny, actually. Looney Tunes. Solar Looney Tunes. All right. Let's see. Oh, yeah. You guys tell me if the audio is too loud on the desktop side or on my side, if I'm too loud or quiet. I'm speaking pretty much directly into the mic, but not quite directly into the... well, now I'm speaking pretty much directly into the mic, so yeah. If anything's not up to speed, please tell me, and I'll check the chat every so often so that I can rectify it. Thanks. That's what's going on. I have kind of a jump there, so I have to be aware of that. That's better. It's not bad. Okay. Let's see here. Probably should add some bass. Oh, and yeah, I agree with Quasar as well that a sharp sound wouldn't really make for good elevator music. Neither would punchy bass. Yeah, so it needs to be kind of soft, but also I kind of want it to be kind of expansive. So I'm gonna try to capture that as best as I can here. Fairly short should be good. Let's see. Okay. Alright, let's see here then. Should be nice. Longer set release. Echo should probably be. probably need to filter this a little bit. Oh, there's a question. Do you make a song for a game area, or do you make it and use it in an area when you feel, or do you make it and use it in an area you feel matches the tone? Well, also do you work on one monitor too? Well, unfortunately, I only have one monitor, which is why I'm alt tabbing like this. If I had two monitors, I could just push this chat over to that monitor, and I wouldn't have to keep tabbing around. But unfortunately, I only have one monitor, so boo-hoo. I'm dealing with first world problems, I guess you could say. As for the previous question, do I make a song for a game area, or do I make and use it in an area I feel matches the tone? It's kind of a mixture, I guess. Like you can see, I'm currently trying to make a song that's for a shop, and pretty much anything would pretty much do as long as it's not like upbeat and fast. Pretty, a variety of songs probably would work, and so I really don't need to make it any particular way. So sometimes I'll have songs from other projects or that have already existed, and I just think, oh, well, this would work really well in Gearend for this area, or I just want to have this in the folder just in case. Whereas other times I might create a song specifically for an area, or specifically for Gearend. But most of the time I don't make any songs with an area in mind. So unless I don't have a song that matches an area. So, for example, if I say, oh, well, I want a specific area that's full of fire and it's really fast-paced and hard to fight through or whatever, then I'm going to need a song that has that. And unless I don't have it, or I'm sorry, unless I have it, I'm going to have to make it myself. So in that case, I would probably, set out to create a song that would match the theme. But otherwise, I would just look through the songs I have and see if I need a new one or if I can just reuse an old one or what. This bass is like, it works okay, but it's not really the notes I want to be hitting. It's not really kind of meshing. It doesn't sound as good as it really could. Let me see what I can do about that. That's better. I just need to adjust the pad to match that. think that's a lot better. That makes sense. Why make a new asset when you already have something similar? Yeah, no problem. Alright, this is already getting better, especially in the after changing the bass and the chords. That really helped out a lot. Let me see what else I can do here. This would probably be better served by something else. So what I'm doing here, in case anyone is wondering, I'm just trying to set up some strings to kind of underplay or play under the pad to kind of flesh it out a little bit. Let me. So let's see how that sounds. Yeah, it's a lot better. It sounds kind of like a sad dystopian version of like a happy theme. So I think that's kind of better. Shoot, I should have just looked through my songs. I just got finished saying that I could reuse songs that I already have existing. I should have looked through the stuff I have and just kind of harvest it from that. Something that I'm kind of I guess you could say not really struggling with, but just thinking about is in making these songs for Gearend. I don't really have any standout like really great song pieces like I did for Valkian, which is kind of worrying. But on the other side of the coin, I've gotten a lot better in the time that I've been working on Gearend and since the time I've worked on Valkian. So making new songs, I kind of I'm like it's going to sound better. Like certain songs are going to sound better than other songs, which either means I have to go back and rework them or not. But you know, it could kind of like be discordant. Like this is a rather kind of synth heavy and kind of handmade song, whereas another song of Gearend might be, you know, all samples and stuff. So I'm wondering, you know, what's the best kind of recourse to that? Should I use old songs that kind of come from the same time, or should I kind of focus on making new stuff? I think I'd rather focus on making new stuff because I know I can do it well, and it would, you know, obviously be handmade for Gearend, which is, you know, always a plus. So it's probably just nothing to worry about. I should probably just keep on making stuff and just do the best I can with what I got, and whatever I come up with, you know, I can always just improve it later if I really need to. Okay, I think something that's kind of dragging it down is that this beat is rather down tempo, which doesn't really scream buy stuff. It's kind of like the opposite of buy things theme. So let's try something a little higher. Yes, I think that's better. I think it's yeah, you improved a lot, I think. Thank you. Oh, wait. I know you're working currently on Gearend and halter production of Falcon. Whatever happened to Sparky Bays or Michonne, now that I'm pushing for them, just curious. Yeah, you've improved a lot, I think. Agree, making new stuff will have improvement in quality and creativity. Thank you. I appreciate that. I've improved, and I think, yeah, making new stuff will be better. The punch from the beat should be quieter, Quasar. Okay, I guess you mean the punch from the kick drum. Let me go ahead and... sudden fall off. Okay, and then what happened to those? Okay, Sparky. Okay, well, let me start from here. Michonne was just a demo. I wanted to see how much I could do in a month. I said that in like the first devlog, and I didn't continue saying that. But yeah, it was just kind of like, how much can I get done quickly? Bass was just basically something I wanted to work on and attempt to make. Because I was learning Hacks a little bit, and Hacks is a good language. It's just kind of hard to get into for me because of like the whole dependency. Or the number of dependencies for the game creation, tools like Haxflixel and Haxpunk. I think I preferred Hexpunk's API, but it required a lot of different things, and it was easy to get like a version mismatch and end up, spending hours like trying to figure out, is it the version, is it this, is that? It's probably just the version each time, but I just recently figured that out, so that's something. Sparky, I don't really know what happened to that. Like, I'm not sure what prompted me to stop working on it. I guess I didn't really have a strong idea of like how the game should play. I had an idea for like how the player should control and stuff, but like what the game should be about. Should it be randomly generated? Should it be about like a goal oriented thing? Like you go through each mission like with the goal of destroying this many cores or this many objects, and that's the level, or should it be about getting to a specific location? That was kind of the problem that I had. I remember that I wanted to do things like have Sparky be able to bash through different parts, like segments in a ship, to take down like alien ships. And so the idea would be that basically the level would be comprised of, obviously the environment, but a lot of different alien ships and entities, and you'd have to basically smash through or zap or whatever, destroy each object or enemy, and that would be the kind of the goal of the game, would be to keep up your momentum and smash through all these things to make ships crash and stuff. It's not too big to really do. It's just I didn't really know how to expand that out into a full-fledged game. I probably should have done some more experimentation on it rather than just stopping it. But all of the game ideas I have, I still can access, obviously, and I still remember them, what they're supposed to be, how they worked. So, and obviously, I have game dev logs and stuff that I can watch to remind myself. So that's always nice. So I know Gearend I'm gonna finish. I have a pretty good idea of how to do that. And the CC, the constructive criticism I get on my videos from YouTube and stuff, really greatly appreciate it. I really do thank you guys for offering CC or saying, oh, this could be improved or that should be worked on or whatever. That's all appreciated, and it really does help. So Gearend, I really do plan to finish, and hopefully we'll be able to finish it quickly. Valkian, I want to go back to it, and I feel like if I were to go back and start it again, even if it became something completely different, which I do think it would become something completely different, I feel like I could really handle that a lot better now than I used to be able to with the original Valkian. My code wasn't really that great. My grasping of concepts of, kind of making things easy for myself to develop, I didn't really do that a lot. So obviously that can slow development down and sap your morale. Whereas now, if something's kind of troubling me, or if I'm thinking, this is kind of slow, I can make a tool or I can do something specifically to solve that issue and to bypass that problem. So basically, if I were to go back to Valkian the second time, to be honest, I feel like I guess I can say this, it would probably be something like, if you could imagine, a top-down action roguelike game where you explore different dungeons and fight different enemies and get different equipment, and you can go unarmed, you can go with melee weapons or ranged weapons, and it still has the pixelized textures and stuff. It wouldn't be full 3D. The characters would be sprites, and it would be just kind of like an exploration game, kind of like if you could imagine Risk of Rain or I'm trying to think of a similar game, something that I play a lot of, and I can't remember the name of, but similar games like that where it's just kind of like randomly generated levels. Risk of Rain isn't actually randomly generated in terms of the levels. I think it's just a few layouts for each level that are spawned. This is like 1 or 2 configurations. But, there are games like that where it's like it's kind of got a roguelike or exploration approach, but it's also a lot of action, and I think I could do it. So anyway, that's probably what it would be about. It would probably be called something like Valkian Dive, because you're diving into the ruins of the old city of Old Pitria. That was the kind of the plot. So as you can see, it's not really it's something that I'm actively thinking about. So you could say I'm still kind of working on Valkian, but it wouldn't be the same game that I had. But then again, it would still have a lot of that kind of feel and the gameplay mechanics, I think. Top-down, shooter kind of stuff. So anyway, yeah, that's what happened to Sparky and Baze and Michonne. Michonne could honestly be kind of reworked easily into Gearend. I mean, the big thing about that was like 2-player co-op, Metroid-like game. That kind of concept could easily transfer to Gearend. Bays, I didn't really have too much of. Oh yeah, that's right. I did have some stuff with Bays. I lost the project files on that actually, so I didn't really voluntarily give that up. I think I transferred computers and didn't copy the files. So unfortunately, that stuff is lost. But I could easily remake it and redraw it. But I think I want to go at least Gearend, then Valkian, and then maybe some other stuff. I have been imagining or thinking about. So anyway, that's what I have. I think this is pretty good. Alright, yeah. So I didn't want to take too much time. Oh, here we go. Yeah, Sparky looked like a speedrunner-esque game. Reminds me of Samus escaping the planet before it explodes with how he ran and boosted. Yeah. Valkyrie reminds me of Hyperlight Drifter or Below. I'm not too familiar with that one. Hyperlight Drifter, I've seen before, and it did look pretty fun, yeah. That's kind of the vibe, I guess you could say, I'm trying to go for the next Valkian would be kind of like a more developed graphical style, less handmade everything, more stuff I can crank out, but also more of a, I guess you could say mature or not really mature, but just developed. I wanted to really feel and look developed. Valkian kind of looked rough around the edges in general. I kind of want to avoid that and make it really look interesting. So that's the goal. I think I could do it. I think I have a pretty good mental idea of how the ruins should look and stuff. Quasar 42, how, or rather where, do you get your sound samples from? Below, made by Capivera, the guys who made Super Time Force. I still don't think I've seen Below, or I probably have seen it, I just don't recognize it. Super Time Force, I've seen that on Steam, and I've seen, trailers and stuff for that, which looks pretty crazy. Quasar, I get my sound samples from different places online. If you do a search for the Key Archive is basically the biggest one I have. That's a ton of samples from a ton of different instruments and types of instruments and things like that. So that's a ton of content right there. You can find it on, I can't remember the name of the site, but if you look for Key Archive torrent, you'll find it. I think it's in a torrent, not because it's illegal, but because it's like a download of a ton of things, and it was from it's a backup made from before the site that hosted these samples went down. So I'm not sure of the legality of it. I have to kind of look into that. So I can't really recommend it. Like, go get it, because it might be illegal or something. So I have to check and do my due diligence. But yeah, that's one large set of samples. Let's see. This one is a really solid set of dubstep drums. It's got some other stuff in there too, like bass and some music or samples and stuff. But that's like the big where I get my drums. That is like my number one pretty much place. The other stuff I get from different places. This is the Adventure Kid waveform files, I guess you could say. With their single cycle waveforms, so that means that you have to set the loop points in the sampler. So they're kind of awkward to use. Hopefully, they'll get to be easier to use in the future if Sunbox gets kind of developed and stuff. Because currently, it's kind of a pain to deal with. But yeah, that is where I get some of the stuff. The other stuff I get from just looking around. Just type in free drums samples, royalty free, and you'll probably find something that you can use in your projects and stuff. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the stream. I'm going to go ahead and basically cut the stream here and actually work on another part of Gearend. So I'm just going to take like a 5-minute break to set up a new stream that will go to a new file and check to see that this stream kind of went through okay. But that will be basically a goal of making the actual shop, making the actual shop, like, you know, in code and placing it in the game world. That might take a while. I'm not sure. I could do it maybe in an hour. Maybe it'll take 10. I don't really know for sure offhand. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and take that pause and be back after, I guess you could say, the break, so to speak. All right. Thank you very much for watching. I've been SolarLune, and this has been making a shop theme for Gearend. You have a good one.